more than 90 years.
Our Paula Tutman caught up with one man who's been with the store and in the city of Detroit for every twist and turn, up and down.
Of course, we're all fascinated by all of the big, new, beautiful buildings and businesses in downtown Detroit. But just take a moment to enjoy some of our old gems, our original old gems. I mean, literally, our old gems. The neon sign screams vintage, old Detroit in every way. The store's interior has been updated, but the commitment to the city of Detroit has never changed. Look closely in the back, and you'll still find George Simmons working away. He was 6 months old when the store opened in 1925. But at 92 years old, George sees no reason to fully retire.
I enjoy the business and keeping the mind going. That's been important to me.
It is the oldest jeweler in the city. Its roots formed in the heyday of Detroit.
Streetcars and buses.
And were too deep to be singed during the riots. July of 1967, a flashpoint in the history of Detroit. After a police raid went bad, all hell broke loose. The anger and frustration that turned into burning buildings and unrest would forever change the city. The scars ran deep. Detroit went from a major U.S. city of more than 1 million residents to a city that was torn and scarred. Dilapidation followed as businesses abandoned structures and people left their homes.
The city was shaky. You know, the neighborhoods started to shut down and there wasn't so much going on.
The visible scars would last nearly 50 years, but then Dan Gilbert started pumping money into Detroit. Other companies caught the fever and wanted in on the action. For George and the family business, moving out of Detroit was never, ever, ever an option.
My dad used to term it the roller coaster ride. So we had phenomenal. My grandfather started in the 20s. Detroit's booming. Moved to Detroit because of Henry Ford's $5 a day wages. And then you had, some hiccups along the way. And as my dad said about the being optimistic, my family's only been optimistic about the city.
And he's not surprised the city has come back. He's excited to see what he sees when he rides down Woodward, and he believes the city's very best days are still in front of us.
I never thought about Detroit going away. I never was that pessimistic that anything could happen to Detroit. To me, it was forever, So I don't think New York will ever go away. If it will, it'll be before Detroit does.
You know what's so interesting is I've seen so many people excited to come downtown, to come to this brand new Detroit. It is so easy for them because there's so much going on. The interesting thing about Simmons and Clark is they believe that it was so easy to stay because they simply didn't see any other option. There was no other place they wanted to be. Paula Tutman, Local 4.
Well, we hear all the time people saying, "Oh, I've always had faith in the city." That is true faith.
That's loyalty and also believing too. So. All right, Paula, we appreciate that. And here's a look at what Defender Karen Drew is working on for Sunday night. When a child goes missing, when is it an Amber Alert and when is it not?
An Amber Alert was issued.
Over 1,000 children are missing every week in Michigan. It's the detective's job to decide which cases become Amber Alerts.
It's a hard job, and I get a lot of pressure to put an alert on every kid that goes missing.
I'm Local 4 Defender Karen Drew. How Michigan State Police changed the way they issue Amber Alerts and meet the woman responsible for making that call. Sunday at 11.